Hi friends, it's Carolyn Zook here with Zook Stitch, and today is Saturday, July 31st, 2021. Welcome to my channel about cross stitch. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much for spending part of your day or evening with me. I am so happy to be back. I missed you all so much. I think it's been about 3 or 4 weeks. A lot has happened since then, although you can see I still have my color samples on the wall. I have not chosen. In fact, yesterday I went and got three more wall samples because I just can't decide. It's a big decision, you know? Like, I don't want to repaint. I know they say repainting is really easy, but it's a lot of work, and I'm not about that. Anyway, I want to show you my shirt I'm wearing. I got this shirt new. It's a cat. It says, "Pay attention to me ignoring you." So I thought you were getting a kick out of that, especially you cat lovers out there. It's so good to be back, though. I really did miss you all. I had a wonderful trip. I was gone for a while. It was so great to see my parents. They were here. I was there visiting them. It was so wonderful. It had been 18 months, I think, since December 2019, since I had actually seen them in person. So it was really great. And they had moved last summer, so I got to see their, well, new to me house. Doesn't feel so new to them anymore, I guess, because they've been there over a year. But so it was just really lovely, and I had a really lovely time. And then I went with some family friends to Yellowstone. We did Grand Tetons first, then Yellowstone, then Glacier. So a huge shout out to my friends Heather, Dave, and Oliver, who put up with me for almost 2 weeks of traveling together. So it was a lot of fun. I'll put some pictures at the end. I had heard a lot of crazy stories about things being so crowded and they were shutting down the parks and all of that. We didn't really run into, I mean, things were busy, of course, but it didn't seem outrageously busy. You know, we had started planning this trip probably back in last August or September. We started planning. And so we were able to get the passes we needed. We were able to get around just fine. I mean, sure, places were busy. A lot of the places in all of the parks were very short on staff. So things like restaurants, there was always a long wait. And I think it was more due to staff shortages than it being so busy. I mean, things were busy, but I had read these scary articles about people being turned away and whatnot at the park. Like they couldn't even get into the park once the park reached capacity. You can see those little cute little face here poking up. He is doing well. I really miss the boys too. I've only left them for that length of time one other time, and it was about 10 years ago, 9 years ago, when I was a chaperone on a college trip to Greece. It was a good reason to go. It was an incredible experience for me anyway, and I'm sure for the students as well, but I got to chaperone. And so I was gone for 3 weeks, but I really missed them. I think they missed me. I'm not sure. They had really great care. I hired a professional cat sitter. So yeah, so we're all good. Like I said, the trip was wonderful. I tell you, 90 degrees in the mountains at that elevation is a lot hotter than 90 degrees here at sea level. So I don't know if that's really a thing or if we were just hot and tired, but it was gorgeous. It was a beautiful trip. Highly recommend the national parks, of course. Yeah, we had a really great time. So I'll show you some beautiful pictures. The glacier was very smoky when we were there from the wildfires. I think the smoke was blowing in. And I know a few of you have reached out to me as well, asking about the wildfires here in Oregon. They are not close to me. Our air quality has been relatively good. I think it was actually worse where we were because of the fires in Oregon, and I know there are fires in Canada and California that's kind of pushing the air into the Midwest and maybe even further along. But we are okay here in the Portland area. So thank you for those of you who had reached out for your concern. We're doing really well. So I have not gotten much stitching done at all. I stitched a little bit when I was visiting my folks, and then not at all on the rest of the trip. And then as soon as I got home, my folks were here, so I've stitched a handful of days this month. So that part of this video will go really, really quickly, but I have a lot of haul and I have a lot of plans. So I do have 2 FFOs. One is, a lot of you have been asking about my dad's reaction to the shed piece that I stitched for him, and he liked it. He loved it. I gave it to him when I was there visiting, because I just can't get my life together enough to get it in the mail to him for Father's Day. So I did just bring it with me, and he really liked it. So I will insert a picture over here of him standing next to the shed, holding the picture of the shed. So I thought you would appreciate that. And then also here's a close-up picture. My mom just sent it to me because I forgot to take a close-up of the fully finished. It's just in a frame that I bought from Michael's. I did buy extra mats to go around it, but I didn't like the way it looked. It just looked too cramped in there, so I left the mat off. And so there's the stitched piece. So that was really fun. The other FFO I have is, this is called You Are So Loved, and it was a freebie from Snowflower Diaries, I think it's called. It's a little off-center. I framed this myself. This is also just a frame I got at the same time from Michael's. I also bought a mat. I do feel like something's missing, so I might reframe it, but I didn't want really an oval mat because I wanted to make sure the sparkles of the fabric showed through. I like it. In real life, the You Are So is kind of hard to read. I might try it without the glass, maybe. It will work a little bit better. Or maybe I'll go, I don't know. I've already attached it to the sticky board, so I don't know if I can take that off carefully or not. So if you have any tips, if you've ever removed a piece from a sticky board, let me know how that goes, or if I should definitely not do that. There is a little bit of back stitching in these flowers. I don't know if that matters. But, you know, I know what it says, and now you know what it says, and hopefully once I get my craft room set up, this will kind of be in the background as a reminder that you are all so loved. So I'm thrilled to have this FFO'd. I don't FFO a lot of pieces. So that was 2 FFOs. So I'm thrilled about that. So whips, I, really got nothing done. I mean, I got stuff done, but not, I pulled this out, but, my project bag, but I had already pulled out the piece. I had high plans for this month. So I run a, magazine monthly cross stitch group. I'm sure you've heard me talk about it. If you've been here for a while with my friend Robin, Robin is, with Bird's Eye Stitcher, over on Flosstube, so be sure to check her out. We co-run this group where we have a monthly theme and an acrostic, and I got none of that done for July. The theme was Jolly July, and the acrostic was Jolly, and I had it all planned out. I thought I could do it. I just couldn't get to it. My house is still... I moved, for those of you who are new, I moved mid-June. I moved at a time when I was teaching 2 classes and working full-time. And then as soon as those classes finished, I had to get ready for my 2-week trip. And then I came back from my 2-week trip, and I think it was a day and a half or maybe 2 days after I got back, my folks were here. And they did so much to help me with the house. We got so many projects done. We got shelves in the pantry, rebuilt. The original shelves were just those wire shelves, and so I took those out and I painted the pantry before they came, and then my dad built some shelves. He's built some shelves in the garage. He hung a ceiling fan. He hung a cabinet in the bathroom. So we were very busy. Mom and Dad trimmed a bunch of tree branches that were touching the house, so they were just so helpful, but that meant no stitching. Which is totally fine. You know, this has just been a really weird year for me, I feel like. Like, my stitching is just kind of weird. And I know you can't really plan for things a lot. Although, I mean, I knew I was working on moving this year, and that's just kind of taken a lot of my energy. Anyway, let's get into whips. So the whip I did work on is Spring at Hawk Run Hollow. And it will look like this when it is all done, and we're so close to being done. I can taste it, and I'm super motivated to work on it. So what I did do is I did finish block 10. Look at this guy. He's trying to escape there. There's a hole in my bag. this is block 10. I did finish this one. And then when I got back and after my folks left, I started on block 11 here. I have it on track to do block 11 in August and this in September. I'd like to get it done sooner if I can because that frees up kind of the last quarter of the year a little bit more to focus on my other goals for the year. So this is finished, and then this. So note this fence. So when I got home and after my folks left, I did the border of block 11 and I stitched this fence, which is all in white. It's kind of a pain because it's in white and it's just a lot. It's a repeated pattern. And at first I was doing each post up and down, and then I realized it's a lot faster to just go across. So I finished that and I was so happy and I set it down. And then I realized I completely forgot this little grass underneath. So I thought this was this was on Thursday that I realized that I finished the fence and realized I completely forgot because I was so focused on this fence. I didn't even notice till the fence was done. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to set aside. I need a break from it. And I'll work on another piece for the last 2 days of July. Well, then last night I pulled it out and I said, you know, I just want to get this taken care of. So I frogged out the entire fence and I put in the grass. And now I have to redo the whole fence. So that did slow me down a little bit. But let's take a look. I have it off the snaps so we can take a look at where we're at here. When I fold my pieces off the snaps, I always fold it inside so that nothing snags on the already stitched pieces. The stitches. You know what I'm trying to say. Whew, I'm out of it. Okay, so this is block 10. I love this block. I don't know. It reminds me of Nebraska for some reason, although I don't think we grow soybeans, which aren't peas. I know that, but I really love this. It reminds me of where I grew up. So this part was so much stitching. And even like this was still a lot, but I love how it turned out. And then, so that's block 10. So that is done. And then we have block 11 here. This is my progress. I had that fence, ripped it out, put in the grass, and now I had to redo the fence. So that is where we are with block 11. And then we have block 11, and then we have block 12, and then this piece is done. If you want to take a look, well, almost done. I'll explain that in a minute. So this is the whole piece. Look at this. The other thing is that up here at the top underneath that nest, there's something that says Acorn Hollow or something, and I haven't decided what I want to put there. I think I'm going to put my initials and the year that I finished it instead of it saying Acorn Hollow. So I do need to do that after I finish block 12. So that's my whip for the month. Yeah, that's my whip for the month. But I have a lot of haul because it's been a while, you know, and stuff came in and all that. So first up, let's do some, I got some Stitchy Kindness in the mail. First up, my friend Andrea, who, if you watch Robin's Flosstube as well, she said, Andrea, who doesn't have a Flosstube yet, but we're trying to peer pressure her to get one because she would be amazing at it. We tease her all the time about her starting a Flosstube. I don't think she will, but it's fun to try to peer pressure her. Anyway, she went to StitchCon, which I am so sad I missed out on, but I am determined to go next year. And she so sweetly thought of me and got me this needle minder, and this is 310, which is the cat of keepsakes. The cat's name is 310 because it's a black cat. So Andrea got me this really sweet needle minder, which I love, and it looks just like my Jackie. So I love that. And then on July 17th was Garon Totem Bags bag sale, and I was going to miss it because I was traveling. That is the thing in the parks. We had no cell service at all. So, and even, you know, so it was just really spotty cell service. And so I had made a comment about, they're doing these state bags. So there's this fabric with all the states. And I have the Oregon bag, and then they were saying they were doing the Nebraska bag. And I really want the Nebraska bag too, because that's where I grew up. I was raised in Nebraska and Lincoln. Sweet Joy offered to try to get it for me since I wasn't going to be able to join the bag or join the sale because of internet connectivity and traveling and all that. And I got a message from her saying that she scored the bag, and so it was very sweet. And I said, let me know your PayPal. I'm happy to send it to you. And she said, no, this is Stitchy Kindness, which is so sweet of her, Joy. So this is the bag. This is the Nebraska bag. The Cornhusker State, Chimney Rock. Like, oh gosh, I love it so much. Here's the back. Western Meadowlark, that's our state bird. Carhenge, where is it? Okay, that's like Stonehenge, except it's made out of cars. So if you're ever going through Nebraska, there's where I grew up, right there, Lincoln. You know, look for Carhenge. And then the inside fabric is the Nebraska, and they just have words that, you know, Lincoln, the Henry Dorley Zoo, just words about Nebraska. And so Joy very kindly not only secured this for me, but did not accept a payment for it. So Joy, thank you so much. I love it. I love this bag. I'm going to put I haven't worked on it this year, but there's a piece called Scenic Farm that reminds me of Nebraska. So I'm going to put it in this bag for sure. So thank you so much, Joy. And thank you, Andrea, for the 310 kitty cat needle minder. That was so thoughtful of both of you. Okay, so on my trip, I found a cross-stitch kit in one of the visitor centers. So I got this Yellowstone National Park Old Faithful. It is by the Posey collection. I didn't find other ones, so I can look online. But I think because we went to Grand Tetons, which I think is the same as the Yellowstone ones in terms of they had like a wildflower piece also. But I like the Old Faithful the best. But for Grand Tetons, there really wasn't. It was just the wildflowers, but it's the exact same thing that they had for Yellowstone as well, so I'm not so sure about that. And then Glacier, I didn't find any, so I'll have to look online for these. But I got this kit. It comes with everything you need. And Oliver, we ran out of time, but Oliver, who is 10, was very interested in learning how to cross-stitch. And I was going to teach him how to do some cross-stitching, but we just frankly ran out of time. We were so kind of dead in the evenings from being so active during the day. I mean, I was. The 10-year-old was raring to go because he has the energy. Okay, so my of the month clubs bunch came in as well. So first of all is my Fine Floss. This is the July 2021 club. This is the MPI silks. So I'm building my collection of MPI silks. This is the July. It's called Desert Sand. And it's these beautiful, beautiful browns that are just so lovely. So I have to find my stash and then figure out what I'm going to do with my stash. And I'll explain a little bit more about the update on the craft room. Really, there's no update. And then my color and cotton. So I get a 17 by 26 inch piece. I am in I think the neutrals. But this piece is called Chickpea. That's a pretty good reputation. It's kind of like a pinky brown. That's a really pretty color. And then my July piece came in. This is called Fieldstone. Oh, I'm sorry. This was the July piece. Chickpea was the July piece. This is the June piece. This is called Fieldstone. And that's pretty true to color. It's like a purpley blue gray. How's that? Purpley blue gray. Very pretty. And then my other Fabric of the Month club, through Rogue Stitching, I am in. And this is the June piece. This is a piece by the Crosswing collection. It's called Storm. And you can see some of the modeling in there. Isn't that pretty? I love that. And then the July piece, this is by Atomic Ranch Fabrics. And I also get the 17 by 27 inch piece. Both of these are Lugana 32 count. Look at that. Talk about pushing me out of my comfort zone. This is why I like the Rogue stitching, because if it were up to me, I would choose all neutrals all the time. Rogue is just, you get a fabric. You don't necessarily, I mean, you have a choice in terms of thread count and size, but in terms of like colors, they kind of choose it for you. And they highlight a different designer each month, which is cool. And then I have a few kind of wild pieces. This is wild for me, that kind of will push me out of my comfort zone. So I really do like that. Like, I'm not going to have a ton of those, but I have some that will work on pushing me out of these lovely neutrals that I love so much. So those came in, which is great. So I'll add those to my stash once I find it. I had ordered the Halloween, the Just Cross Stitch Halloween magazine is out, and I will be doing a flip through of this. Hopefully today I'll get that filmed and it will be uploaded this week. I actually ordered two. One is for you guys, but you over on the Magazine Monthly challenge group on Facebook. So if you want an opportunity to win this, go over there and join us. It's always linked down below. A link to the Facebook group. We have a lot of fun over there. And for those who are asking, well, I'll talk about this in a minute. And then I picked up the Stony Creek. This is the summer 2021 issue. It's the annual Christmas issue, which is why I picked it up. And I actually, now we're moving into, I went to Acorns on Thursday and I did some serious damage and I'm so excited. So I saw this at the checkout and I'm like, oh, I meant to order it from Stony Creek, so I just picked it up there. Also, we'll do a flip through of that one. And then my friends, we went to Acorns. So much fun. This is the first time in 18 months that I've been there where we still wear our masks, but there was no one else in there. They weren't limiting the number of people to come in, so that was really exciting. So first up, I have been looking for a really pretty navy. This is 28 count Lugana navy. And this is this is a 27 by 36 inch piece, and I had them just cut it in half. So that I have two pieces of this. If you ask them, they will serge it for you, but you do have to ask. Again, this is just, I've seen pieces that I'm like, that would be so beautiful in a really dark navy. So I just wanted a couple pieces in my stash. I think a Mirabilia would look really pretty on this. There's some Christmas pieces I think would look just really beautiful on this. So I just wanted a couple pieces to add to my stash, so I picked those up. And then I'll be starting a new project, which I'll talk about in a minute, in August. And so I picked up, it called for Antique White. This is also a Lugana 28 count. So I picked up a piece of this. It's actually 3 pieces. It's a 27 by 30 piece, but I had them cut it basically into quarters, actually. So there should be 4 pieces. So we'll have a piece left over for that project, which I'll show you in a minute. And then for some reason, I got a little paranoid about, I don't know why. And I haven't heard anything. I don't know anything different than you all know. But for some reason, I go through these moments where I'm worried that certain Mirabilias will go out of print. And so I feel like I need to buy the ones that I've been thinking about. And I don't know why. I've recently become obsessed with mirrors. I have not finished one. I have, I think, 2 started. I have very little stitching on them. We'll see those in a little bit. But I just kind of want them in my stash in case they go out of print. One I'm really looking for, I think it's called Touch the Sky. I think it's called, and it's out of print. I can find it on Etsy for $125, but I don't want to spend that much on a mirror. It's a girl, it's like a fall scene, and it's a girl swinging on a swing. So that is on my wish list if I can find it at a reasonable price. But anyway, so I picked up some of these. I picked up 4 mirrors. I just think she's beautiful. This is called Ophelia. This is by Nora Corbett. I think she's going to be gorgeous. Just gorgeous. That dress and those floral colors, I just love it. So I picked up that one. I picked up this one called Roses of Provence. I wasn't quite sure. I may already have this one. I may have picked it up last time too. If so, we'll, give one away. This is Flosstube 90, by the way, which means what? In October, I think, we'll be having my 100th episode. So we'll be having a big giveaway. So this is Roses of Provence, which I think is just gorgeous. This one, this is called Starlet, and I think she's so pretty. It's somewhat simple, but not really simple. I think that dress is going to be gorgeous, but not easy to do, right? Like talk about tenacity to get that dress done, but it'll be so, so pretty. So Starlet. And then the last one I got, I've been eyeing this one since it came out. This is called Garden Prelude. And the only reason why I hesitated on this one is because I don't play violin. My brother played violin, but I just love the flowers and the dress, and I just love it. So I said, I have to have it. So I got those 4 mirrors, which was super fun. I can't wait to add them to my stash. And then this is another one. I don't think I have. Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch has been working on this, and I think she's close to finish. This is by Glendon Place. It's called Sleepy Hollow. And I just really like it. I mean, I used to think I wasn't a Halloween stitcher, but some of these pieces just are so pretty. I guess a headless horseman isn't really pretty, but I just like it. The quote says, "In a grave lies the horseman, his head is at his side. Be brave enough to take it, and again by night he will ride." And so I'm not sure if I'll put that quote in. I might just end it. I mean, it's a really good, like with that border, it's a really good ending spot right there, and just leave it. And so I might do that, just take that quote off and end it right there. But I haven't decided yet. So I got that. That's another one that I can't remember. Did I already get it or not? This one I picked up for a giveaway at some point. I've never seen this. So Ronnie Rowe, as you know, does a lot of like black and white designs. This one is called City Living, but there's some color in it. So I thought that was really, really, really pretty and cool. It's called Row House Number 3 by Ronnie Rowe. So we'll put that in for a giveaway. And then, okay, so here's some information that I heard at Acorns. I picked up this. This I have been looking for. I couldn't even find it online. And so I only found one at Acorns. I think only one. Maybe they had more. I can't remember. This is by the Victoria Sampler called Bling Tree Sampler. And I saw somebody stitching this online and a while ago. And I fell in love and became obsessed with it because of all the shiny things. And it came with the thread kit and the bling and all that. So I was thrilled to find it at Acorns. But when I was checking out, they told me that she's retiring. Thea Duke is the Victoria Sampler. She's retiring, so they're trying to get, all the thread packs that they can and all of that. Not that you can't get it before, but the nice thing about the thread packs is they just give you the pieces that you need instead of you having to buy a whole spool of, the silk floss. Which you don't. You could use DMC too, and it would still be beautiful. But because she's retiring, they're not sure that they're going to have the accessory packs anymore, or the thread packs anymore. So I'm going to go through, after I film this, I'm going to go through my Victoria Sampler pieces and see if I can get some of the thread packs before they go away, so I don't have to pay more for an entire skein or spool of the silk floss. So just keep that in mind as well. So I got that, and then I got a freebie, which I really can't show you because it's just the chart. I'll flash it really quickly. It's by Beth Twist. Beth Twist is local to our area, so we're very lucky. But she designed this, and it says, "Today's haul brought to you by Acorns and Thread, my favorite LNS." So that's just really cute. So if you order something from them, if you call them up, I always have them listed down in the description below and their phone number. You can also go to their website and order. You have to send a message to them. They don't have like a website where you pick out what you want and add it to your cart. But they're very, very helpful. They're very, very responsive. They're closed on Mondays, so just keep that in mind and give them time. If you're ordering on a Sunday or something, just give them time to respond to you. But they're wonderful and very, very helpful individuals. And so if you order something from them, you can ask them if they can put in the free Beth Twist Today's Haul brought to you by Acorns and Thread pattern. Okay, almost done with haul. Now the other very, very exciting thing. I'm so excited. So you know I've been using this calendar as my cross stitch calendar. It's just a simple monthly planner. I bought it on Amazon. I love it. It's a 2-year monthly planner. It's very simple. It would not work for me as like my day-to-day planner. It's perfect for me for my cross stitch calendar because it's just boxes. There's 2 notes pages in between each month, and then you go on to the next month. Super simple, nothing extra that you don't need. So it works well for me for cross stitch. And I love that, I mean, we're almost done with 2021. So I started this in January, and you can see I have pages stuck in here. I've done a whole video on how I use this planner, so you can look through and see. Maybe someday I'll do a playlist. So I have this, and I have been wanting, for some reason, I know it's not even August yet, but I've been wanting the next one. I don't know why, because I'm not going to do anything with it until the new year, but it is out. It's the same designer, I guess you will, 2022 and 2023 monthly planner. It's the exact same thing. It's the exact same layout. It's just a pretty different cover. Pretty cover that's different. So you can see the two. And look at the thickness. Just from, like, it's the same. It's just from me adding in, whatever, I'll show you when, so like, when we have our magazine monthly challenges, I just washi tape it in the page. I have, that's last year's. So here's my WIPGO board. Here's my goals for the year. Everything in yellow are goals I've achieved. Everything not in yellow is goals I still have yet to accomplish. So that just makes it a little bit thicker, but I love that. And I love that I can keep this on my shelf. And what, 1/4 inch of space it takes up for 2 years of planning, which I love, and I want to keep it, you know, and it's just fun to look through. And so I'm excited. This shiny new one where the pages are still intact, and so I'm super excited about this. So I will link this down below if you are interested in it. It's $8 on Amazon, so it's pretty cheap, and it comes really quickly. It comes in a day or two. So that, I think, I'm just looking at my list here. I think that's all my haul. You still with me? Hold on, I need a sip of coffee, even though it's almost noon. Okay. Let's go into August plans. Now, I'm very behind on my WIPGO. Let's take a look at that list. So, here's my WIPGO board. Everything X'd out are the WIPGO pieces that have been called and that I've accomplished. So, my goal for this year is 15 hours per square. The ones that are just highlighted and not X'd out are the ones that have been called, but I haven't stitched. And that's partly because of moving and being on vacation. That's the whole reason. So I am, and then the 2 that were called for this month were Santa's Village, number 7, and number 8, Princess Eliana. So I am 3 behind. I haven't done Hawkrun Hollow, or Halloween Hawkrun Hollow, Royal Holiday, and Death by Cross Stitch. I need another 15 hours on each of those, which 15 times 3 is 45. So I need to somehow find an extra 45 hours to stitch on these if I want to get caught up, right? And if I finish this row, this would be the first bingo available. So we will see how that goes. But I did want to show you that. Now, so for WIPGO, let's start with WIPGO. Let me show you. So Santa's Village, and I haven't looked. So when I was preparing for this video, I had to go through and find my all my project bags with projects in and my whips, and that was good. It was good for me. Okay, so the update on the craft room is I have the only thing that was in stock at IKEA that I wanted for that room is a day bed. It's there. I built it when my folks were here because I need a little bit of help. So it's up and looks super cute, but that doesn't help me with storage, right? It's just like extra guests sleeping. Looks cute, but the cabinets and the desks and all that are still out of stock. I thought they were going to be in stock by mid-July, the cabinets anyway, but I haven't gotten an update. And every once in a while I'll go on and check, and they're still out of stock. But I really want these. I don't want to like go out and find something else because I know what I want. I think it'll work well for me. It's just a matter of being patient, which is not my strong suit. So that room is still a bit, and it's starting to get a little bit messy looking because now I pulled out all my whips and I just have them on the floor in a pile, but at least I can access them. And I got that box out of the room. It was a big box. And I can access them. And so that's kind of what I'm going to start doing, I think, is just the stuff that I really, really need or really want, I guess. I mean, it's crafting, right? Like, I don't need it. I'll just pull it out and I'll just put it on the floor, you know, in a somewhat organized fashion, so it will be there. There is a dresser that I had at my old house in my closet that I used for clothes, and I want to refinish it and put it in the room and use it for DMC storage and maybe some fabric storage and that type of thing. But I haven't refinished it yet. I think that might be a Labor Day weekend in early September. That might be a good project for Labor Day weekend. Because... Sorry, I'm just intertwining life update, and there's just so much I keep forgetting to tell you. So I'm sorry this video seems a little bit scattered as I hug my Garon tote bag, project bag. But I start back. So I had the month of July off, which has been wonderful, and I'm so fortunate to have a job that allows that. But I start back, not just back to work on Monday, but back to the office. So there's that'll be interesting for sure. So I'm a little anxious about it. I mean, it'll be safe. I know I trust my school is keeping us safe and all that. And I'm not where I'm around a lot of people necessarily. But it will just be a shock to the body about having to get up and have a commute and remembering how to dress for the office and all of that. So anyway, so that's coming up on Monday. So I don't really want another project on my plate right now. I'm trying to, like, today and tomorrow, I'm trying to just kind of wind things down because it's been such a hectic month. And so that I can be ready to go on Monday, mentally more so than anything. Okay, back to our plans. So this is Santa's Village by Country Cottage Needleworks. I have not looked at this since I packed it up almost a year ago. So I am on number 2, so I'm not very far along, and this is Poinsettia Place. So let's take a look where we're at. And I want to, I need to find my I think I want to do this on a roll frame. I should probably iron it too. Okay. So here's where I am at. This is the first one. I had buttons on instead of snowflakes in the first one because the snowflakes are kind of scattered throughout. But since I did this piece, I have learned how to do the pin stitch. So I think I'm going to go back in and I will do the snowflakes. I will actually stitch them so they're not the buttons. I will have to take this button off just so that I can roll it up on the scroll frame and then move on and work on block 2. So this is on a lamb's wool, I don't know, whatever, 32 count lamb's wool. Is that what's called for? I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I still have the tag on it. Tag is somewhere, but it's lamb's wool. It's whatever was called for. Now, my original goal, and this is why I'm kicking myself. My original goal on this for this year was to get the top row done, which is 4 scenes across. Then I changed it to get scenes 2 through 7 done. I don't know why I changed it, and I don't know where I came up with those numbers. I don't think either of those things will happen. Certainly not 2 through 7. Probably not even the top row. But, you know, if we can make progress, it's progress. So this will come out. This will be fun to come out because I really haven't touched it very much since I started it. I think in January of 2019, I think I started it. So that'll be good. That'll be good to work on that for 15 hours in August. And then the other Whip Go piece is Princess Ileana, another one that I started and haven't really touched. This is one of our Miras. So this is what she'll look like. You probably have seen this. This is one that uses all of the new DMCs, the 1 through 35, I think it is. Yeah, 1 through 35. She's gorgeous. And of course, I bought kind of the most ridiculous fabric ever for this, and I think she's going to be amazing on it. Giant. This is a fabric, flare fabric. But she's going to be running through a ballroom. And I think that's amazing. And this is another one that I want to go on roll frame. So I need to get that set up. Now, I started down there, which has me a little concerned because about the placement of her. So I can't see you. So I'm either going to start with her face so I know where her face lines up, or I'm going to start with her feet. Well, I guess her feet don't really matter because the floor is so big. But I'm going to restart with her face. And then I doubt this will match up, so I'll end up taking that out and just kind of restart. But start with her face so I know that that will match up. And yeah, so this, I don't know if I have a roll frame this long, though, is the thing. Could you fold it? Do you ever fold it? No. I don't know. Tell me what you think. And the only reason why is I'm worried about putting it in the Q-snaps and having, because these are painted on. I mean, I don't have a lot of experience with fabric like this. It's painted on, or printed on, I guess I should say. Will the Q-snaps wear off part of the image on here, right? So I don't want that to happen, which is why I'm thinking roll frame would be the best. But that's pretty big. I'll have to look through. I'll have to find all my pieces and parts to my roll frame. But that's Princess Ileana. So that will be fun to kind of get that going again. Another 15 hours on her. And she'll be magical when she's done. She'll be giant and ridiculous, and I love it. Okay, so then we have for August, for Magazine Monthly Challenge, for August, it is our dear friend Robin. It is her birthday month. So happy birthday, Robin. Happy early birthday. So, of course, our theme then is birds, because if you know Robin, she loves birds. She's going to be stitching a whole bird wall at her house, just filled with bird cross-stitch pieces, which I think is great. And then the acrostic is Robin's favorite flower, sunflowers. So it's a very long one. It's kind of the finale of our first year of doing this Magazine Monthly Challenge, which is fantastic. We will be continuing it. I know I said this last time. We will be continuing it starting again in September. We're going to keep going as long as people are interested. We'll keep going. We love it. We're having a lot of fun with it as well. But to celebrate, let me see if I can find, oh my gosh, my area is such a mess. So to celebrate for Robin's birthday, I'm choosing, this is out of this magazine. It's called Cross Stitcher, and it is the April 2019 issue. So you can get back orders of these. You can also get digital copies of these as well. And the piece I'm going to start is called Early Bird Bouquets. So there's these 3 pieces. I just think they're so sweet with the teacups and the flowers and the birds. So I'm going to start up here with I'm going to stitch them all. That's what the antique white fabric that I got from Acorns was for. This was for this project. And I have all the floss. Oh, that was another little haul. I went to Michael's. I got all of the floss. And I got a few extra flosses. This is for Florographica by Jan Hicks at Acorns. I forgot to show that. It's just floss, though, so it's not that interesting. So this is what I'm going to start. I'm going to start up here. I think that's the first one I'm starting on. Just check. Yes, and this is designed by Felicity Hall. The first one says it will take 12 hours to complete. It's 74 stitches high by 70 wide. And you can see there's a lot of backstitch detail in these. The backstitch is really what brings it to life. So I'll give it my best. I don't feel like I'm the best backstitcher, but, you know, you learn, practice makes progress, right? So that's going to be my theme piece. Now, because I'm starting back in the office, I don't think I'll be able to get 4 hours of stitching done every evening. I'm aiming for 3 is really what I'm going to push myself to do. So I plan to do 3 hours for the theme. So things will be in 3s now instead of 2s or 4s for the most part. We'll see. And then for the F in sunflower, I'll do another 3 hours. So 6 hours total. And F is for flowers because there's flowers in that piece. So that's the theme and F. Now, if we go back up to the S in sunflowers, I'll be working on Spring at Acorn Hollow, number 11, S for spring. The U in sunflowers, I will be working on Spring Quakers. I did not get, this is what it will be look like. This is by Rosewood Manor. I aim to do 12 hours on this every month. I did not, of course, get anything done on it in July. I'm not even sure if I did anything in June, but my goal is to finish this piece this year. So this is where we're at on this piece. So I want to give this its 12 hours this month. So this will be for the U I used for unfinished, which is kind of cheating, but I don't care. So that'll be 4 hours. And then I'm also using it for the R in sunflowers because Rosewood Manor, and the S in sunflowers, the other S for Spring Quakers. So hopefully that will get some good progress on that so we can get that done this year and so we can start on because we have 3 other ones to work on. Okay, so that's that. Then the N in sunflowers will be Narnia by Jan Hicks. Jan Hicks Creates. This is what it will look like when it's done. I'm changing the colors. And you'll remember my whole saga with this. I restarted it on different fabric. This fabric is just a linen natural brown. So this is where I'm at. My goal is to get the first 3 pages done this year. I don't know if that will happen or not, but so I'm going to do 3 hours of work on this this month to get that N for Narnia. And then the L in sunflowers, we are going to pull out our old friend L'Amazing, which I kept meaning to pull out several times this year for different acrostics, and I just never got to it, which is a shame. So this is from Stony Creek magazine. This is from the summer 2020 issue that looks like this. This is the last year's annual Christmas issue. And the piece will look like this, which I think is adorable. I'll probably leave the words off and just kind of move up that bottom border a bit when I get to that point. But I think he's so cute. And do I know what fabric this is on? Not really. I don't know what fabric this is on. But this is where I'm at. So I love it. I love the softness and the colors and all that. So I think it's super pretty. So I'm excited to get another 3 hours on this piece. All right, so that's L'Amazing. So the L is for llama, L'Amazing. And then the O, W, and E are all going to be Spring at Acorn Hollow. O for outside, it's an outside scene. It's a girl swinging on a swing. W, again, outside scene. W for weather, because there's weather outside. And then E for elevate, because she's on a swing, so she's elevating into the air. So that's the acrostic for August that I'm going to be working on. Now, this coming week, oh, you know what we have to do? I'm going to re-bring back the Sunday spin, which I haven't done in a couple of months. Now, part of me thinks I should use that Sunday spin for those Whipco pieces that I am behind on, but I feel like spinning the wheel. So let's go ahead and spin and see what it comes up. And this will be what I'll work on every Sunday in August. City Sidewalks. Okay, City Sidewalks, that is actually a piece that I took with me on my trip, thinking I could work on it. My goal on City Sidewalks is to get let me go grab it for you and I'll be right back. So I took this with me on my trip thinking it would be a really easy piece to work on, and it would have been. It's on a 14 count Ada. I think it's called Blizzard. I'm not entirely sure. This is what it will look like when it's done. It is designed by Glendon Place, and it is from the Just Cross Stitch Christmas Ornament issue from 2018. Silver Bells is one of my favorite Christmas songs, one of many. And my goal, so I started this last year during Jolly July, I believe. And I did not get much done. I have that. That is what I have done. So my goal on this piece is for this year is to get the 3 middle buildings done. So I will work on that. So that's a good one to work on. So then I can meet that goal, and then maybe I can meet it this month by working on it on Sundays. So we'll pull that back out. I should iron that as well. I should get an ironing board. Okay, so that's going to be my Sunday piece. So I'm excited about that. And then on Monday, I'm going to do my 3 hours of Narnia. So that will check that box off. On Tuesday, I'm going to work on L'Amazing, do my 3 hours on that. And then the rest of the week, I'll work on Princess Eliana and try to get my 15 hours in on that. By the time I record next week, I'll probably still have another session to do on her, but hopefully you'll see some good progress on her. So that's my plan for this upcoming week. I should be back now every week, like regular, which is super exciting to me. It is kind of nice. You know, I thrive on routine. So it's really nice to think about being back in a routine, as hectic as it might be sometimes. It is really going to be nice, I think. So I'm excited for the new school year. And part of me is really excited to be back in the office. I will miss my boys tremendously. And I will not like having to dress up. I mean, it's more casual because it's a college, but, you know, it's just different. And I've never been in the office for this job because I started this job in August. So I've been there at this new job for almost a year now. So, yeah. So I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a good July. And I hope you're staying safe and taking good care of yourselves. And like I said, I'll be back next week. And if you're interested, I'll include a few pictures at the end here of from our trip to the national parks. And I hope you have a wonderful stitchy week. Talk to you soon. Bye.